ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you had a great weekend, and the start to this live stream is a little bit more relaxed than it was on Saturday because I haven't driven back from the Royal Albert Hall. But let me see you guys up on screen in the live chat room and see who is in their house tonight. And we have Corey in there, DCMC, Francis, Laurie, Carl, Anna, Neil moderating, Billy, Robert, Shawnee Key, Bob, Maria, Tom, Marta in there as well, Bonnie again, Totoro Borgo. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me on this Tuesday night. And let's get a quick spike of the lights going, because I know that on Tuesdays it's always a bit more difficult to hit the lights goals. So I'm going to be focused tonight in the live stream to just push your direction, or push your attention in the direction of the likes, because that little thumbs up, we'll see if you can hit that thumbs up as you come through the door. That would be fantastic. Let me get it all organized on screen to see if we can get the live likes on screen. We're already at 136, which is amazing. Thank you guys for that, and we'll keep an eye on that to see if we can get a little spike going on. But tonight's likes goal is 305. That's what we're aiming for. So that means we are getting close towards halfway already. We will see how we get on. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make this all possible in the first place. The live streams, the analysis videos, the collaboration videos, the interviews, everything that you see me getting up to, basically. Huge thank you to everybody at the bottom of the screen. The names that do pop up also in the super chat window and the PayPal donations window. Thank you guys so much for your support during these live streams and over on Patreon as well. So let me first of all jump into a picture that I was sent over the weekend by Robbie. I was, if you guys didn't know, I was over at the Royal Albert Hall on Saturday night, and I was watching Frankie Valli. And let me find, a picture first of all that I didn't show on Saturday that I did take, but I didn't get it from my phone before the live stream. So this is a picture of the Royal Albert Hall, of course, and I'm just about to walk up there, and it looks like there are two women in the middle of the picture. I wasn't taking a picture of them, even though small on my screen it looks like it's almost like they're posing, but that wasn't the case. It's just a random picture by me as I was walking up these steps. And let me get myself and Robbie up on screen. This is Robbie Robinson, the music director for Frankie Valli, and yeah, once he had finished on stage, he then kind of recognized me and we said hi. And then he climbed down the front of the stage and came out because he wanted to have a picture. And this is the picture that he took on his phone and he sent it to me. And a member of the Royal Albert Hall staff took this picture for us. So a big thank you to whoever that was. But here we go. That is myself and Robbie. I did say on Saturday that I would get that picture for you guys on Tuesday, and there it is. So we're starting the live stream just with a couple of pictures, and we have a few pictures, maybe a couple of pictures later on, maybe even one picture, I can't remember, but that'll be happening later on in the live stream. Let me get the donations tab up on screen as well. As I always say, you don't have to donate during these live streams, just watching them is good enough for me. But if you can't resist, then the percentage splits of YouTube and PayPal are on the screen, so that you know that through YouTube, the super chat window, between 35 and 45% goes to YouTube, and through PayPal, between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal. And you can find a link in the description below for PayPal if you want to do things that way, or the super chat window. It is up to you, but you don't have to donate. Just if you do, so you know the percentages, because I think it's a really important thing to know where your money goes. Right, I think we have almost started in the most organized fashion ever, and I think it helped focusing on the likes, because then I get the goal up on screen, which is 305 by the way, to have the pick roulette next week, and we are going to be having a pick roulette later on tonight, so stay tuned for that. But we've got the likeometer up on screen as well at 166. So everything is good. Right, let me get the donations that came in before we went live just to address those. And we had a donation that came in from Paul. And Paul beat Orlando to it tonight. Paul said, please spike the likes. Orlando's backup guy with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Paul. And the $2 donation was then matched and donated by Orlando as well. And Orlando says, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Paul and Orlando. And let me grab the mug as well, because whenever Paul or Orlando say about spiking the likes, I grab the mug to give it a plug. So if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then click on the tray underneath this video. If you don't have a tray, then you can click on the link in the description below. Just click on that and it will take you through to the spring.com store, where you'll find all of the merchandise and the hoodies and the mugs and everything that you want over there, the caps. If you want to head over to wingsofpegasus.com /merch, then you'll find Carla's merchandise there as well, necklaces, earrings, just guitar picks as well. If you do play the guitar, you can get your hands on some Wings of Pegasus picks, but not the signed picks, because those are only available to pick roulette winners. Right, so thank you Paul and Orlando for those donations, and Jennifer has donated $7 as well, so thank you for that, Jennifer. And the message is, thanks for the George video. Do you have any idea why on some songs later on John was the one playing lead guitar? Thanks again. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And this was the George Harrison video that I did Sunday, so a couple of nights ago now. But yeah, interesting one, playing with Paul Simon, of course. And just a quick note about that video, because the first time I uploaded it, it got blocked on copyrights, which means that, yeah, nobody can see it. And basically the whole analysis video is useless because nobody can watch it. So then I went back and I edited it so that I blurred out the video, because it's tending to be the case that it's just the video section that gets copyright blocked, whereas the audio, the song we're listening to, is generally fine, which is, you know, a little bit annoying. It's just the TV companies who are blocking the footage of any performance, but the audio still gets through okay. The audio is still copyright claimed, so the copyright owners still place adverts on it, of course, but it's just a shame that, yeah, I had to go back, re-edit it, and then in the render it brought in the blur too early, so the screen wasn't there yet to be blurred, so it blurred out half of my face, or most of my face, at the beginning of the video, but it's only for a little section. And I have read your responses over on Patreon whether I should edit that out or not, but I can see that a lot of you said just leave it in, so I will do that. So yeah, just a rather entertaining start to the video there that hasn't happened before, but there's always a gremlin somewhere waiting to jump out. So yeah, that was the video on Sunday. And in terms of why you know, John started to play more lead, or George didn't play as much lead, I think George was one of those players that was, I mean, really modest, and with his lead playing, he always kind of downplayed his ability, even though I think he probably preferred playing slide rather than kind of lead solos where he's fretting notes, but he could play those as well. And I think it's just something that happens when you're in the band. It's just a discussion that you have, and whether, you know, John wanted to play the lead on a particular song, and then it turns out that he ended up playing more lead, you know, than George. I don't really have the answers to that. It might just be the case that on a particular song they agreed that John's playing suited the song more, and that can be the case, that sometimes if George wants to play slide, you might think, well, slide might not suit this song, we want something a bit more, you know, straight down the line. But you know, this is all conjecture. I don't have anything that I can add from the point of view of playing lead. There's no real discussion other than between bandmates and what they think is best and who wants to play the lead, and then they agree. So anyway, thank you for that, Jennifer. But I think certainly George played a lot more guitar than people think, and he was at a standard, or a lot higher standard than a lot of people think as well, because like I mentioned about his slide playing, but also his rhythm playing, like we got into on Sunday. There's a lot going on there that will fly under your radar. Even if you do play guitar and you don't necessarily listen to it in detail and work out exactly what's going on with George's playing, there's a lot to get your teeth into. So check out that video that I released on Sunday if you haven't seen it already. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And we are now up to date, I believe, in the super chat window. Let me now get rid of that. And Jennifer donated again, $5. Thank you for that again. And the message was, Phil, inquiring minds wanted to know where you filmed Greed at. So thank you for that question. And it was at Maidenhead Festival. So I'm from Maidenhead, and it was at the festival there. And I didn't film it. I actually got two media students who were studying to come down and film it for me, just to have a bit of experience and to credit them with the filming. And that's just how I decided to do it, because I think it was better me getting two people along than generally what I'd do is set up the cameras myself on tripods, but then there's always the risk that somebody will knock it over and then you lose all of the footage from the performance. So that's why I got a couple of people along, a couple of students to help me out with that. But that was it, Maidenhead Festival in Maidenhead. And no, it wasn't a guff fest. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And Stardust Unicorn has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that. Support band to Wings of Pegasus, as I always say. So I am just going to address the other donations that happened over on PayPal before we went live. And we do have the option now, the arrows are back, to skip between the emails more quickly, rather than me having to go back to the inbox and then back into an email and then back to the inbox, which was a bit of a pain. We can now just go to the next email, which is great. It makes my job a little bit easier. But thank you for this donation, Kelly, that came in early Sunday morning. So that would have been 42 minutes past 2 in the morning, but it was after the live stream on Saturday night. So thank you for that, Kelly. And it was for $15.19, and the message was giving to a personal friend. So thank you for that, Kelly. And I hope that was intended for Wings of Pegasus and not to a personal friend who's called Wings of Pegasus, but I mean that you would have had to have put in Wings of Pegasus. But thank you for that, Kelly. That is much appreciated. And I'm now going to use the scroll up button so that I can see that we had another donation that came in after that. Actually, it was at 11:44 on a Monday morning, and this was from David. So thank you for that, David, and it was for £5.66, and that was a straight up donation without a message. So thank you for that. And Paul has donated $5, and this time in the PayPal window. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, I might actually get this on screen because, I mean, this was very early this morning actually, but hopefully we'll be able to see this if I scroll down. And the message is, this is a happy place for me and I love all the music. I also get to back up Orlando, spike the likes. I have also made many friends in here that bless me. Thank you, Phil, for this happy place. Peace and happiness to all y'all. Rock. So thank you for that, Paul, for the kind words. And everybody say a big hello to Paul in that live chat room. It's just a great place to be. I think everybody agrees that, I mean, we do have some great moderators in the house whose names go through that live chat room in blue. They have a wrench next to their names, but they do such a fantastic job in the live chat room just to keep it such a great place to be, but the community spirit in there as well. And thank you for the kind words, Paul, but I'm sure everybody echoes those sentiments. And, you know, everybody, I'm sure, saying hello to Paul in their minds. If not in the live chat room, everybody say hello to Paul. I can see a few hello Pauls going through there, and hi Pauls, and Laurie says hi Paul with a heart. So thank you for that, Paul, that donation. I'm just going to scroll up because Tammy has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, do you have any weaknesses in music that you're actively working to improve on? Rock. So thank you for that, Tammy. And I think every musician or everybody who is a musician would give the same answer to this, that we have, and I have, loads of weaknesses and we're constantly working on them. So yeah, vocals, first thing, guitar playing, lead guitar playing, keys, drums, just everything. I don't think anybody ever reaches the point of, you know, saying, right, I've finished guitar now, I've mastered that, I'm going to move on to vocals. And then they master vocals and they go, right, I'm going to move on to keys. And then they master keys. This is the thing, that you can only really balance your time between what you want to pursue. So, I mean, there are a lot of guitarists who get to a very high technical standard of playing their guitar, but they never actually sing or work at their voice, and then maybe put out an album of them singing vocals, you know, or having vocals on their songs as well as having guitar songs on there. So it just depends what you're really into. I wanted to do full songs, so it meant that I had to effectively be able to do a lot more than just play my guitar. So yeah, definitely vocals are something that I have to work on literally every day, and I'd like to get a lot better at singing, but it's just finding the time to do it. And the same goes for guitar, really. And pretty much with the videos that I make on YouTube, the analysis videos, I always want to try and improve those, and that's why recently we've been having, you know, the pitch monitoring software on screen that really helps with plotting out the pitch of a vocalist so that you guys can see it. And this is why it has been a little bit frustrating for me not being able to play guitar over the last about 7 months. And now I'm able to play guitar again, so I feel like I can demonstrate things a lot more clearly when I've got a guitar in my hands, especially when we're looking at a performance where there is guitar involved. So yeah, basically everything. I mean, looking at the side of production as well, and video editing, everything, you're constantly learning. And I don't think you ever get to the point of feeling like, oh, you can now put that to bed because you've finished learning about it. Because where you place your time, you can only really get as good as you can, or as is possible, due to the time that you've got available. So this is why, if you want to concentrate on just one thing, you can get really good at that one thing. Or I chose to focus on guitar when I was, 12 years of age, around that kind of age, maybe 11 or 12. But then from then until probably the age of 28, I then started to get into vocals and really focus on that. So I had quite a good stint on learning to play the guitar, which meant that I got my guitar up to a particular. And I'm going to just start it again. Hopefully I've done a quick reset. I'm not sure whether that's going to start or stop the buffering. It looks like it might be buffering again. So I'm hopefully thinking I'm just going to try and ride out this buffer, because I did a quick reset of the live stream. But anyway, I was just saying that, yeah, with vocals, I started focusing on those at the age of 28. So I got to quite a good standard on guitar, and then starting to sing from scratch, or learning to sing from scratch, is a whole nother ball game to playing guitar. I would say it's a much more difficult and challenging thing to do, because you tune up your guitar and it is in tune. If you place your finger on the right fret, it's going to be in tune. Whereas with your vocal cords, you don't have that. You have to control your vocal cords to try and hit pitches accurately, which, took me about a year to be able to do. So yeah, this is why auto-tune nowadays, it just takes all of that out of the equation, that if you're not very good at hitting pitches, you can just use something that wasn't available when I was first starting to learn to sing, and it wasn't widely used. So yeah, this is something that I don't think I would want to use anyway. I just wanted to get good at singing. So anyway, thank you for that question, Tammy. Yeah, I'm not sure how much of that answer you missed out on, but just quickly, a brief synopsis of my response was everything I want to get better on and get better at. Talking about playing an instrument, but getting better at everything, like video editing, recording videos, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I believe that we are back and everything's, at least I can see things moving, which is a good sign generally, but I hope we didn't miss out too much of that answer. But thank you for that, Tammy. And I know that there have been more donations on PayPal, so thank you guys for those. And it is Lisa who donated £5. So thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, how did you and Andrew Griff meet? Did you get on straight away? So thank you for that, Lisa. And yes, this was when I can't even remember how old I was, maybe 21 or 22. I met Griff, and this was because I was, recording myself, like some demos, and I was putting them up on the internet. And this was back in the days of the internet being really early in its development. So what you used to have was a local website called Berkshire Live is what it was called, and you did a post on there, and it was like discussions. So I think they still have them nowadays, but you have just a discussion of, band or people wanting to start bands, and you maybe put up a post saying, this is my song, maybe people like it or not. If you're interested in maybe starting a band with this kind of music, then these are the songs I've written. So that's what I did. I put that up on the internet, just looking to maybe find like-minded musicians and start a band of my own that was original music. So that's what I did. And then Griff answered the discussion, or at least did a post on there saying, I really like your songs and the sound that you're making. So then we got together at Reading, and that was at Impact Studios in Reading. I'm not even sure if that's there anymore, but we got together, and he knew a drummer called Chris, so we got together as a three, and we just basically jammed for I don't know how many weeks, but then we were trying to find a bassist and a singer. So that's how I met Griff. And it was it was probably about, a 20-minute, maybe a bit longer drive to the rehearsal studio. And it meant obviously just getting all my gear in my car, which was a bit of a pain. But the thing about, I think either the second or the third rehearsal, Griff and Chris cancelled it, and they both left it to each other to tell me. Of course, neither did. So then I got everything in the car, did the 20+ minute drive to the rehearsal studio, and I turned up there saying, oh, it's Phil, we've booked the studio for, 2:45 or whatever it was for, I think we did either 2 or 3 hours. And then the guy says, oh, there's no booking. And I said, oh no, it's definitely booked, not knowing that the other guys had cancelled it. So yeah, I mean, that's a real life story there. Very early on in my career, that you turn up and then the other guys in the band haven't told you that it's not actually happening. So then you've got to pack everything back up and head home to do nothing. So anyway, but thank you for that, Lisa. That's how I met Griff. And I'm just going to scroll up because there has been another donation in there. It is Lauren, who has donated £25. So thank you for that, Lauren. I'm just going to scroll down because the message is overwhelming, compelling desire, spike the likes with a thumbs up. So thank you for that, Lauren. Not being able to resist the overwhelming, compelling desire to donate, but thank you. It is very much appreciated. But like I always say, you don't have to donate, just joining me and maybe hitting that thumbs up would be good as well, because we're aiming for 305 likes with tonight's live stream, and I can see that we're at 225 so far, so we are closing in. Does that mean we're looking for 80? Maybe my maths is accurate there, I'm not sure, but it seemed like an easier number to try and figure out. So I'm just going to go with that, and hopefully it was correct. But thank you, Lauren, for that donation. And I'm just checking my screens to make sure that everything's still moving and that we are still live. Hopefully, I think that reset worked. But thank you, Diana, as well, who has donated £3 and 5 pence. And the message is, let me scroll down. Howdy, Phil. And to all Jarl Wingers, happy Taco Tuesday. So thank you for that, Diana. And I think it's taco. I forget because this isn't a word that I say a lot, but I'm just going to say it like a taco. So thank you for that, Diana. And yeah, not something that I usually have and haven't had since we mentioned it on the last live stream, which is quite a while ago. And again, I am hungry tonight. I just had soup for dinner. I mean, it tends to be the case that I'm mostly having soup nowadays just because it is so quick to make. I know that I can put it in a microwavable bowl and I put it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes, and then it's just a case of putting some butter on some bread and then I'm good to go. So it's a really fast meal, which is great for me at the moment because I've got so many things that I'm juggling. But yeah, that's been the only thing about it is it's not particularly filling, or it doesn't leave you full up for a very long time. So when it gets to about 12:30, 1 or 2 in the morning, I'm then really needing some kind of snack. But thank you for that, Diana. And I'm just going to scroll up because Sue has donated £15 as well. Thank you for that, Sue. And that is a straight up donation. And Carla has donated £6 and 49 pence. Thank you for that, Carla. Again, straight up donation there. And Maria has donated £1 and 58 pence. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, we're up and running. Sorry I was late. Spike those likes, everyone. Again, great idea there from Maria. And it's no problem if you're late, or even if you're watching this in the future on catch up. If you're part of the catch up crew, then you can still hit that thumbs up. It really does help this live stream to get out there and for the channel to grow on the whole. But thank you for that one, Maria. And I'm just going to scroll up because I believe we're up to date there. What I might do is remove that from the screen because I think I skipped over one, and maybe I'll have to check because I don't think that quite refreshed itself correctly. So I'll have to go back and check, but I will get to all of the emails before the end of the live stream, so don't worry about that. And thank you, Kay, for that $10 donation in the super chat window as well, that says, thanks for all the work you do for us, Phil, with a smiley face. I've given my British family your YouTube channel info. I'm in Canada. So thank you for that, Kay, for helping to spread the word of the channel as well. That is much appreciated. Right, let me mention about tonight's cover video that I haven't even mentioned yet. It is going to be between Lay on the Line and Power of Love, and that's Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. And I think somebody mentioned over on Patreon that it was requested because of the fact that it was Huey Lewis's birthday either today or yesterday. Let me have a look over on Patreon to see if I can find this. And it was Lynn who said about it being Huey Lewis's birthday today. So thank you for that, Lynn. And let me go back to the screen that I need, and there it is. So that is what we're voting for tonight, and it looks like, again, recently we've had really close cover video votes, and the percentage is Lay on the Line has 51% of the votes. So if you guys, and I've actually got on the right t-shirt for, I mean, again, something that happens that's totally unplanned. But yeah, Power of Love, of course, from the Back to the Future soundtrack, that maybe I knew in the back of my mind that it was Huey Lewis's birthday today. I don't know. I'm not going to claim that, but sometimes these things happen. You have a lot of things going on subconsciously than you realise. So we're having a little bit of a Back to the Future theme, but it might be Back to the Future, but with triumph, and lay it on the line. So make sure you vote for the cover video that you want to see tonight. Of course, it's going to be my version of it. And we are at 25 to 1 in the morning already here in the UK. So we're probably going to be jumping into the cover video relatively soon. We will keep our eye on that, because now it's gone to 50% for lay it on the line. So we are literally into point something of numbers here, so it's got to be 50 point something percent for lay it on the line. So if you want to hear Power of Love, just make sure that you click on that. Or you might want to hear Lay It On The Line. It has been requested the last few live streams, so we might be able to get it done tonight. We will see. Anyway, Stardust Unicorn has donated $5 again. Thank you for that, Stardust Unicorn. And the message is, spike the likes, people. So thank you for that. Great idea. 254, aiming for 305 tonight. And we'll see how close we get. If we get one more, that means we'll be looking for 50, which means that we're looking actually for 51 more people in that live chat room to get involved, to hit that thumbs up and get us to our peak roulette likes goal. It's always going to be harder on a Tuesday. I know it's a work evening for most people, which means that they aren't up late, especially in the UK, because yeah, it's 25 to 1 here in the morning. But maybe in the USA it's a little bit earlier in the evening. I don't know what the times are. Or I do know that in Australia, it's very early in the morning. So, I mean, whatever the time is where you are, I hope it's a great morning, afternoon or evening. But I know that, yeah, people have to be up very early. I'm not much of an early morning person myself. Technically, actually, I am. Because I go to bed at about 5:30 or 6 a.m. So, it means that I am up early in the morning. I'm up before most people do get up, but it means I just haven't gone to bed yet. So yeah, I think over in Australia certainly they're getting up early, but over in the USA it's a little bit earlier in the evening, maybe a little bit more manageable, but still a work evening. But thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up so far. 261. We are getting there slowly but surely. So we might jump into, if I want to keep things organized for the live stream tonight, we might jump into the cover video for tonight. What is the time? I mean, it's almost 20 to 1, and we do have, I think, a picture and the pick roulette to come up later on. So let me have a little look on. I mean, it's 50% for late on the line. I don't know whether I should let it go on a little bit longer. I'm not going to end the poll yet. So if you do want to hear Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, my version of it, then vote for that now. I'm just going to give it another few minutes to see if that 50% goes to 51 in favour of any other. It's currently going to be Lay It On The Line, so I'll leave it over there for a minute or two. But I'm just going to have a quick look over on Patreon to see. Oh, and by the way, a big thank you to Laura for sending me an updated version of the Riff of the Week, because yeah, we've been having a few riffs of the week at the end of the live streams recently, and yeah, just to make sure that we don't cover the same riff. We might have time for that later on tonight if I can keep everything organized, but I was just going to jump over to Patreon to see if we did have a request for a riff of the week or a fill tune, and we have, I think, yeah, a few requests, so we might do that at the end of the live stream. Big shout out to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook as well, where these amazing people hang out between the live streams. If you want to get involved over there, then you can do, just search for that over on Facebook, the Wings of Pegasus supporters group, and you can join that group, get involved over there, and Vince hosts the after party after these live streams. And if this is your first live stream, hello, introduce yourself into that live chat room. That's how we all start out. And I mean, how I started out, technically, just starting doing these live streams and saying hello to anybody that was watching, which it tended to just be 1 or 2 people in the beginning, but now we have a few people more, and yeah, a few more people hit that thumbs up, which is fantastic as well. But yeah, just introduce yourself, say hi, and then we all get to know each other and recognize each other's usernames. Of course, mine's wings are Pegasus whenever I type something, but I mean, all of the comments that I can see going through the live chat room during these live streams, I can see that Peter, Chris, Vince, Bob, and Falion, and Mel, and Rena, and Francis still going through that. I can see all those comments. So thank you guys for getting involved with these live streams. So let me now, I think, bring to a close. I think we might have literally just swapped over the cover videos. I know that it was later on the line, but this is going to be close. And it says that Power of Love now has 50% of the vote. Later on the line has 49% of the vote, which means it did go to the point percent. I mean, that has got to be like maybe 50.1% to Power of Love and 49.9 to Later on the line. So we are going to be jumping into Power of Love tonight, and I mean, it does make it a little bit themed with the t-shirt, so maybe that's why that happened. But thank you guys for voting tonight on that poll. Right, let's jump into this. I hope you guys enjoy it, my version of it, of course, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
You feel the power of love.
Hello, thank you so much for watching my cover of Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News from Back to the Future, of course. The names that you can see coming up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to, because they're the reason that these videos can even happen in the first place. So thank you so much, guys. Your support's massively appreciated. You know who you are. If you want to get involved yourself, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. And if I don't see you guys at the next analysis video, I'll see you at the next cover video. Catch you later. Rock. And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And a big thank you to you guys over on Patreon, of course, for suggesting and requesting cover videos for me to play, as well as opening up the live streams with an original, which was Greed. By the way, if you want to get your hands on any of my music and the album called Persistence that I have made, then you can head over to wingsofpegasus.com and you can put a /music if you want to go directly to the page, but just going to wingsofpegasus.com, you'll be able to find it. And the album's also on iTunes and Amazon, but it's better if you go to my website, because then I don't have to give away a percentage. But that song Greed that we started the live stream with is on my album called Persistence. So yes, you can download it there if you want to. Right, let's try and keep everything organized and try. What we'll do is we'll try to get into, I think, maybe the pictures /picture. It might just be one tonight. Let me have a little look down the list. It's always difficult to find where the pictures are, because it's on the software and it's in amongst so many other files. Right, here we have it. Okay, and let me have a look. I think it's just going to be one picture that we're going to be looking at. So let's get Kevin up on screen. So here is Kevin. Thank you for uploading this one. And this was at a gig that Kevin went to in the USA. You can see he's got the Wings of Pegasus hoodie on, but he's watching a guy that busks in Camden, I do believe. And I think Kevin might have mentioned his name in the past, but not on the post that he did with this picture. And yeah, he went to go and watch him live. So busking literally on stage, effectively, over in the USA. So that's great. And yeah, I've been to Camden many times and played there, yeah, quite a few times as well. In venues, though, I didn't do any busking. I was kind of more of a band and venue type player whenever I was in Camden. But yes, thank you for that, Kevin. And that is the only picture for tonight. If you guys want to upload any pictures of you modeling any of the merchandise or anything else, then you can upload those pictures to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook that I mentioned earlier. Just join in with that, and then Vince links me to those pictures, as well as Carla sometimes and Laura, and I do occasionally get links from other people, so thank you guys for those. And Kevin sent me that one as well as Vince, so thank you guys for getting those all to me. Right, are we still live? I think we are, which is good. And I just want to jump into the PayPal donations, because there was one that I missed out from Steve, and this was for £5. So thank you for that, Steve. And let me get this up on screen, because I'm just going to scroll down. The message was £5. Thank you for that, Steve. The message was, who are the favourite people /groups with whom you have performed? So thank you for that. And I mean, on the internet, obviously, you know, Michael Palmazzano, Danny Donato, who have been on the channel, and that's just been a kind of collaboration video thing that I've done. Cena, who I did that collaboration with on, you know my name, which we've watched a few times on the live streams. That has been requested quite a lot, where I look probably the smartest I've ever looked on video. But yeah, I mean, just those guys and gal were great to work with. But I mean, Cena, that was a kind of full song, so I guess that kind of counts, but not really sharing a stage. I think over in the UK here, obviously, It's more difficult to perform with other bands that are well known because generally they are signed, which means that they are doing it full time. And in order to support a signed band, it's something that never really happens because the record label will put another band on the same label as the support band. So it's very much a difference between an original musician who is getting out there and gigging and just playing, pubs and clubs, but then a signed artist to a major label who's playing, again, pubs and clubs, but bigger venues. You can't bridge that gap as an independent artist because it's just you doing it yourself. And if you called up the band or the record label and said, oh, rather than you making money with another band you have on your record label, can my band please support this band on their tour and therefore me make the money that you could make? It's never going to happen. So yeah, sharing the stage with other well-known bands isn't really going to happen, especially for independent artists. And as I've mentioned on the live streams, being an original band means that you don't get paid for those gigs that you do play. So it makes it even more difficult to then bridge the gap because it means that you can't afford to do music full time because you're not getting paid for it with the gigs that you're playing. So it's really, really difficult. And this is why I always say that being an independent artist, you want to try and get your music onto the internet, set up a website and try and make your income through that rather than going out and gigging where, it's great to work on your stagecraft and to get experience. And I've learned a lot from, playing for years, and playing on stage, I think is something that, it's great to have done to get that experience because the internet was still in its early stages when I was out there playing live. So it means that I've kind of got that stagecraft, I've kind of learnt that part of it, but then I could see that taking it online was going to be a lot more viable financially for me personally as well. It meant that I could move at my own speed, and this is why I am where I am now, just taking everything online and hosting my music on my website and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just those, few that I've played with. Also Ken Johnson, who I collaborated with on You Know My Name. Actually, did I say that I did You Know My Name with Cena? I didn't do that. I did Bon Jovi with Cena, but I'm getting the collaborations with Ken Johnson was You Know My Name. So Cena was You Give Love a Bad Name, the Bon Jovi classic. So yeah, it's great to work with Cena on that. It's great to work with Kent on the Chris Cornell song and the Bond theme that we kind of gave it because, it is a Bond theme, but we did the whole song in that theme, which you guys have seen on the live stream. It makes sense, hopefully, to those of you that have seen that video. But yeah, it's great to work with those guys because you can get together across the internet. And yeah, there's probably other people as well that I haven't mentioned as, I can't think of them off the top of my head on the live stream. But yeah, it's great to work with those people. But thank you, Steve, for that donation. And I'll probably work with more people in the future. It's just whatever happens, and we just keep on pushing forward with the channel and everything that's going on. Attending the Frankie Valli performance on Saturday was great as well, and it was great to meet up and have a chat with Robbie. And it's just whatever happens, and it's great. The Moises thing as well. Interestingly, this is something that Robbie finds really interesting, the technology, being able to isolate vocals and different instruments. So he's been asking me about the Moises app, which I've put him in touch with. And yeah, it's great that by watching the videos, people also check out the Moises app. Obviously, I did a designated video for that. But the pitch monitoring software, for example, which a lot of people ask me, oh, what's the name of the app that you use to monitor the pitch on the videos? And it's literally called Pitch Monitor. It's just an app that's called Pitch Monitor. It's actually called Vocal Pitch Monitor. If you want to put in that full title into your Android device, I'm not sure whether it's available because I haven't got an iPhone, so I'm not sure if it's available on anything other than Android, but it might be. Just type in vocal pitch monitor and then you'll be able to find it. Maybe have a look at your own vocals and see how accurate you are pitch wise. But anyway, thank you for that, Steve. That was a donation that I skipped over, unfortunately, but I did get there in the end, and I know that there have been some other donations, so I'm just going to scroll back up to those, and there's one that's come in from Tortordo Porco, and let me get this up on screen. There it is. So thank you for that, Richard. The message is, it's a £3 donation. The message is, this is to compensate for skipping a proper supper just to spend time with us. Thank you. So no problem. Thank you for that, Richard. I will grab a snack of some sort after this live stream. It always tends to be peanuts and a cup of tea and maybe a biscuit or two, but I don't know whether it's going to be, I don't know, maybe I fancy some toast tonight. I don't know. We will I will have to wait and see. You won't see because it's going to be after this live stream, but you might have noticed that we're getting to the point of the fringe just poking into my eye every now and again. So I think another haircut is probably imminent, but I think these bits are getting longer. So maybe I'll say to the hairdresser to not cut these bits and see how long I can get these. I do like it a little bit longer here. But anyway, to move away from hair talk, thank you, Richard, for that. Kevin has donated £55. So thank you, Kevin, for that very kind donation over on PayPal. And that is a straight up donation without a message with it. But thank you for that, Kevin. Laura has donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Laura. And the message is, Phil, are you a night person by nature or have you become one because of what you do? So thank you for that question. I've always been a night person. I've never really been a fan of mornings, even though, you know, my dad would always say, oh, the morning's the best time of the day. But I've been up in the morning and I don't really mind not being up in the morning. For me, it doesn't really do anything for me. Generally, I think when I get up early in the morning, I always have this feeling of, I don't know, having a bit of a headache, and it's probably due to not having enough sleep. And I think because I just can't go to sleep early. So if I do, say for example, tried to go to bed, because I did try it, I tried to go to bed at maybe 1 or 2 in the morning and then maybe get up at 8 in the morning, I will still have a headache, and it's just something that my body doesn't like for some reason. Even at school, when I was definitely getting enough sleep, whenever I woke up early for school, I still had that feeling that it was just early morning. My body didn't really like it. So yeah, everybody's different, but for me, generally anything before, I'd say 11, yeah, I'm not particularly enjoying getting up before then. Obviously, you know, when I was taking my CD to DJs in London, I'd get up at 5, so it meant that I might have gone to bed at say 2 or 3 and then had a couple of hours sleep and then got up and got on the train to go into London to catch the morning DJs. So, you know, for music, you know, I'm willing to make the sacrifice and, you know, have a headache and kind of just deal with it. But if it's possible that I can arrange my diary so that I don't have to get up before 11 or 12, then that's great. So this is why at the moment, if I go to bed about 5:30 or 6, it means that I can wake up and not have that kind of groggy feeling and the headache. So I don't know what that's related to. The thing is that I get deliveries that always arrive. One of them came at 8 in the morning, which is really annoying because it means that I've only had 2 hours sleep and then I have to get up because the doorbell goes and I have to try and jump up. And you know, when you're still half asleep, especially if you're having a dream about something, you don't really know what's going on. You just know that you've heard a doorbell. So then you have to, rush downstairs, answer the door. But usually, I'd say on average, it's between 9 and 10 p.m. that deliveries get here, and Royal Mail deliver at that kind of time. So what I tend to do is go downstairs, answer the door, get the package, and just leave it downstairs and go straight back to bed. And then hopefully I can sleep for another couple of hours or a few hours. So yeah, a bit of a pain, but I still find that it works out better when I go back to bed and then I wake up again. I still don't have that kind of groggy, headachy feeling. So I'm just literally not a morning person. My body doesn't like it. So anyway, thank you for that, Laura. So it probably works out better for me as well that I do all of this kind of stuff in the early hours of the morning so that I'm just available to do it, and that there aren't, really loud things like people with drills outside and all that kind of stuff. It's always a quiet time here, and you guys over in the USA, it means that you can tune into these live streams rather than it being maybe early in the morning for you and it being early in the evening for me. So I just prefer to do it this way. So thank you for that, Laura, for that donation and the question. And Marge has donated £1.58. So thank you for that, Marge. That is a straight up donation. And Alison has donated £7 as well. Thank you for that, Alison. The message is, hello Phil, great cover of Power of Love. Are you using some special effects on your guitar amp for the chorus part of this song? Cheers. So thank you for that, Alison. And not that I can remember. I tend to just have a dirty channel on my amp, or a dirty effect and a clean effect, because I use my Spider 3HD 150, and that's got the effect stored in the head of the amp. So I was just using the clean tone on that I've designed myself, and the dirty tone, the distortion that I've designed myself, and I tend to just roll off the drive if I'm going for a crunchy kind of sound, which I think tended to be the case in the chorus. I can't remember. I might have just flicked to distortion but rolled off. I'm not going for a really kind of hard metal sound, especially on Power of Love, but in those clean verses, then just purely on the clean channel and just a little bit of maybe a hint of chorus. I can't remember. I tend to just dial that in a little bit on the clean sound, but there would have been a little bit of reverb on there as well. There might have been some delay added to that clean sound in post-production, but not on the actual sound when I recorded it. So that means I would have done that in Logic Pro 10 and just post-processed that, just stuck it on the guitar channel and just dialed that in for the kind of delay that I wanted to get it relatively similar to the original song. But that's what I did. Everything I do pretty much is going through my Spider 3HD 150, unless on the analysis videos it's sometimes easier for me just to set up my Fender Mustang amp and go through that. That's the LG25, I believe. So that's what I do for the analysis videos. But yeah, for the cover videos, they've all gone through my Line 6 amp. But anyway, thank you for that, Alison. And I'm just going to mention that Orlando's donated $2.50. Thank you for that, Orlando, and says, I just arrived at work. I am listening in. Rock with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And don't let us put you off your work. Hopefully it won't be too distracting. But I'm getting these notifications all the time now from YouTube saying now would be a great time to put an advert in your video to, make more revenue and stuff. But I'd rather just keep things continuing. It's a bit off-putting though, because it's a fair amount of the screen that is a big blue box that comes up. But I will keep on moving forward. We haven't got time for adverts on these live streams. There's enough of them after the live stream's finished for the catch-up crew to have to sit through. So I don't want to put even more during that and add them all together. So thank you, Orlando, for that donation. We are going to be jumping into the pick roulette. Let me have a look at the likes. We have passed the goal. We are at 316 likes for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. You can continue to do that. It really does help this live stream to get out there and for the whole channel to grow. And the target was 305, which we have smashed, as people say on YouTube. I don't tend to say that, but we have gone past the part of the likes that we aim for. So I'm always looking over to make sure that the live stream is still going, and it is. So I don't want to distract myself too much, but we will jump into tonight's pick roulette. We'll get into this and we'll see how we get on with the top tip. Last time was the closest I've ever got with the top tip, almost winning within the width of the line on the pick roulette wheel. But we will jump into the pick roulette for tonight. There, my brain took the "ite" of tonight and put it at the end of roulette to make it roulette. So that would have been pick roulette for tonight. What I don't understand is how my brain does that. Is taken the ending of a word that I haven't even thought of saying yet. So my brain is moving quicker than I am. Literally, I don't know how that even works. But anyway, let's jump into the pick roulette for tonight. Good luck, everybody, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! And we will now jump into the pick roulette for tonight because I clicked just the wrong side of the button that I was aiming for. So let's get into hopefully that this is going to be the right button. Fingers crossed for the pick roulette for Tuesday night. We will see, and hopefully see you guys in a second. Rock! And yes, here we have it. The roulette wheel is now up on screen, and the good thing at least about that was it was my mistake rather than it being a gremlin of some kind, so that's fine. I mean, we did have a gremlin earlier on, but hopefully everything's on screen. Let's have a look at this wheel and see if we can pick out a top tip. I'm going to pick Mary Lehman, so let me write down Mary's name as the top tip for tonight. And if this is your first pick roulette, you can see we have these darker segments which are t-shirts. If we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette. But if we land on any of the names, then that person goes away with the Wings of Pegasus signed pick. But let's give this wheel a spin and see who is going to win. And I always say, double your chances of winning by entering in for the Saturday night pick roulette as well, because we do them on Saturday's live stream. And the live streams, by the way, are at 12 midnight British summertime, so you can check out the time zones. Right, where's Mary's name? And I'm not as lucky, unfortunately, this time. We are slowing down. And is it going to get as far as Alison, maybe? Dodge Challenger? And it is Alison J who is the winner tonight. And I believe that might well be Alison Johnson, who just donated £7 that we mentioned about, or we mentioned the question that she had about my amp. So congratulations to you, Alison J. You are the winner tonight, and she has got to be in that live chat room because of that donation that came in. So Alison, if you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, that would be much appreciated, so that she can organise everything with you, get your details, and get that signed Wings of Pegasus pick sent off to you. And commiserations to everybody else, Mary as well, for picking you as the top tip. Unfortunately, I maintain my 0% winning streak. And Alison J just says, thanks Phil, Wings of Pegasus. So no problem, Alison. If you can tag Carla in your comment, that would be great as well. So that, and there we go, I can just see that Alison's done that. So we are going to get everything back to the screen that we need. There we go, I am now on screen, hopefully. So yeah, congratulations again, Alison, for winning that signed Wings of Pegasus pick tonight. We are now opening the entries. Again, my brain there says opening, put an R in there for the RV entries. I don't know what word that would have made. But anyway, we are opening the entries for next week's pick roulette. And to get your name on the roulette wheel, we type at Carla Murray to tag her in the comment, and we type I agree. So I've just done that in the live chat room. I think you're going to see a lot of other people doing the same thing. So just copy what everyone else is doing in the live chat room. If this is your first pick roulette or your first live stream and you don't know how to enter, copy what everybody's doing here, and then your wheel your wheel, your name will be on the wheel next week. So just, copy what everyone's doing here and you'll be fine. It's something that I think it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's fine. And by the way, only do it once. So just enter your name once. If you do it multiple times, your name won't be on the wheel. So please just do it once and don't do lots of emoticons, the pictures, because then YouTube sees that as a spam message or it withholds a lot of those messages. So yeah, just try and keep those emoticons to a minimum and just type at Carla Murray, I agree, or I agree at Carla Murray. As long as you tag Carla in it, you'll be fine. Just copy what everybody is doing in here. So to leave you guys a little bit of time, maybe we can jump into a fill tune as was requested over on Patreon. I've just jumped over there. We had Guffest requested by Kevin. I feel like we saw Guffest relatively recently. So maybe we'll jump into the library one. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find it. We'll jump into the library because I feel like we haven't seen that. Or at least I can't remember having watched that in the last live stream or the one before. So we'll jump into that to give you guys a bit of time to enter in for next week's pick roulette. And then we'll try and squeeze in a riff at the end. So let's jump into this and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock!
Guys, I'm so excited. I have just managed to get us an awesome gig.
Well, I do hope our definition of awesome coincide.
Well, I know a guy who works at a pub and he said we can play there this Friday night.
You know a guy. So far, to be honest, I'm on the fence about this gig. Persuade me. Where is the venue? Will I have heard of it?
The pub is called the Golden Guff. It is in Surrey. My friend has told me it will be amazing. We need this gig.
Well, it certainly sounds like a reputable joint. It's about an hour's drive, but I'm going to trust you on this. Let's book the gig.
We won't regret it. The place will be packed. I can't wait.
Wowzers, this pub really looks like a library. Hello there. Do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do need help. Thanks for asking. We are the band who are playing here this evening. What is the plan?
Are you sure there is live music tonight?
Well, I really hope so. If not, my bandmate has yet again stitched me up, as well as himself. So, who is in charge?
I am the only person working here tonight.
Well, at least we know, therefore it will not be busy tonight. Great. Where is the stage and we'll start to set up?
Well, whenever someone has played an acoustic guitar, they have been sitting here, so you can play in this area.
Oh my guff heck of frick. You may actually notice there are tables and sofas in the way, not to mention just being a woeful position for music.
I'm afraid you'll have to move the table and sofas out of the way then.
Well, as I'm a musician and I want to play, I will do this manual labor in addition to the hour's drive. I also assume we are not getting paid for this gig.
That is correct.
At least you're holding up your end of the bargain. Well, let's get to work, guys. These sofas look like the heaviest sofas we will ever lift in our lives.
I'll leave you to it and I'll make sure that if you need anything, I will be impossible to find.
Many thanks for following standard protocol. Great job, guys. It only took an hour and I think I've got a hernia. But I'm sure it will all be totally worth it and not a gig we should have declined. Just the person I was looking for. So, where is the PA? Is it quite heavy to lift? And also, how many channels does your mixer have?
We don't have a PA here.
Ha 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 ha. That was a fantastically great joke. Wasn't it? Or should I say, it better have been.
No, what you see is what we have.
That, I'm afraid, is sweet guffall. Well, what do you usually do on live music nights then?
Jacob usually does all the band stuff. He's not here today, but I have his number if you want to talk to him.
That might be an idea. At least every last detail of this gig has been meticulously planned by the venue, otherwise we could all look like absolute total amateurs. Hello Jacob, I'm Phil from the band that are playing at your pub tonight. Where is the PA? And the mixer? For the gig? Okay, so it's in your car. And you are in your car at the moment. And you're 5 hours drive away. Do you think this may be an issue? Considering we're playing in 45 minutes, you didn't realize what the time was? Oh well, that is a very acceptable excuse. I mean, how could anyone ever have foreseen these unlikely turn of events? Unbelievable. So here is the situation. The PA is 5 hours away. We have 45 minutes until we start. So this venue has quite truly rogered our collective bums in the guff.
Oh dear. I can't help feeling partially responsible for us being in this position.
Yes, I wonder why that is.
Just so you know, your friends and family are also just starting to arrive. They must have made the hour-long drive to support you.
Oh. Great. Well, as ridiculous as this sounds, I have purchased my own PA, so that if a music venue is retarded enough to not have any equipment, I have everything. It just so happens it's in my sister's boyfriend's van, who should be here shortly. So, it seems that you as a collective venue won't have egg on your face. You jammy dodgers.
I don't understand.
Oh, just that to the innocent onlooker, you'll look like you have a great PA system and are a great live music venue, when in fact you are actually a total load of rubbish guff venue. With no idea, and couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery. Present location accepted. No offense.
None taken.
You are seriously mentally vacant. I'm going to slag off this pub to my family now. Bye.
And there we have it. Thank you guys over on Patreon for requesting a Phil tune for tonight. And I'm going to ask for some numbers in the live chat room because we are going to be jumping into a riff of the week right at the end of this live stream. It's 17 minutes past 1 already, but we will just shoehorn this in at the end. We'll see if we can do it in like 3 minutes, so before 20 past. If you guys can just throw in some numbers, which we are getting now, which is great. So thank you guys for those. And I can see Tom's saying 30, Jesse 63. So let me try and make sure that I get everything organized in order to pick out a number from all of the numbers going through. Right. Okay, we're getting a lot of suggestions. Let me have a look at the list, which Laura has sent me and updated. So thank you for that, Laura. I'll have a look on the list to see which ones we have seen. And hopefully this is going to open, which it is. Taking a little bit of time on my phone. Right, we're getting 27, 26, 99. I think we had 99... quite recently. Let me have a look. Yes, we did have 99 on the 8th of March. So thank you, Laura, for giving me all of these details. Right, let's have a look. Francis says 65. Bonnie says 13. We haven't had 13. So let's have a look at Riff of the Week 13. Type that in. And I'm not sure whether this is going to be centralized so that it's going to show on the screen correctly. I always have to try and stop it. So ooh, you guys almost got a sneak peek of the riff before it even played. And I can tell you that, oh, it says, look, Wings of Pegasus is live now. So it even does a little notification. This is another thing. that make sure you're subscribed and you hit that notification bell to get things like that just popping up on the screen is telling me that Wings of Pegasus is live. Obviously, I'm not subscribed to my own channel because that's impossible, but it's obviously showing me what people would see if they were on YouTube at this time. Unfortunately, we're just about to finish the live stream, but yeah, make sure you are subscribed, hit that notification bell to get notified for all of the videos and live streams and all that kind of cool stuff. So let me get this on screen so you guys can see it as well. I will tell you that I know it's going to be an intermediate, so it means it's going to be quite difficult to guess. So let's see if, first of all, I remember this riff, and let's see who remembers it in the live chat room. And there we have it. And I don't know whether that is an intermediate one or not, because I think a lot of people will know what this is, but I think it's because it's a heavier genre of music that maybe not as many people listen to it. But let me have a little look through. Okay, we're going to scroll up and see. I can see a lot of correct guesses going on. And I want to make sure that we've got all of them in. Carla says Crazy Train. Lucas says Crazy Train. Going down. Sue said Aussie, which is, yeah, technically not the name of the riff, but I'm sure Sue knew what it was. Paul said Crazy Train. Carla said it's too easy. Tom said Crazy Train. So a lot of people did get it. So maybe that should have been like a beginner one to guess rather than an intermediate. But I can see lots of correct guesses going through. So thank you guys for playing Riff of the Week this week. Obviously, nobody wins anything, and it's just a case of seeing if people can remember what the riff is. Occasionally, we do have ones that are quite difficult to spot. So that one, I think, was a little bit easier. So thank you guys for watching this live stream tonight, and for your very kind donations over on PayPal and through the super chat window as well. So I am just going to mention that Lisa donated £23.45. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message was, let me get this on screen and I'll scroll down. As a nighttime person forced to live in a daytime world, I feel your morning pain. Great live stream as always. Love your channel, Phil. Shout out to Trifecta and all of the other wingers. So thank you for that, Lisa. Lisa F in the house tonight. We're going to be calling things to a close now. We have reached the end of the live stream. But thank you guys for joining me. Head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook for the after party that Vince hosts after the live streams. I'm going to be back tomorrow night with another analysis video. And it might be part 2 of the collaboration video that I did with Chris Lipe. So look out for that, because I believe I checked earlier, but only quickly. I'm going to have to double check whether the copyrights for that have gone through okay, which they might have done. So it might be part 2 of that video tomorrow night. So look out for that. And then Friday night, there's going to be another analysis video. And then we're going to be live streaming again on Saturday night, as always. So if I don't see you at the video tomorrow night or Friday night, then hopefully I'll see you guys again live on Saturday night. Try to stay safe and sane, as I always say, in this crazy world. But have a great rest of the week. Big shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job. And I'll see all of you guys at the next one. Rock!